Hi there, this is Eugene from Review Outdoor Gear on YouTube, and I got a little new thing for you to show you here. I have this really minimalist cooking system that I made, and actually my brother made the little stove part of it and the lid, but I got it, you know, the cup and everything put together. And very light, this thing. I haven't weighed it, but I've counted the pieces separately, and it's about 7, maybe a little bit more, 7.5 ounces or so. So this lid is just made out of a canning jar, a little screw put in there, and a little bolt. So just a really simple lid to help the boiling. Inside here we have the stove part. This is made out of 1 pop can and a drill and a knife and a blade. I mean, it's really simple. I'll put a link to a guy who shows you how to make this on YouTube. It's really cool, and this thing is really simple to make, and it works really good. It's a vapor alcohol stove, so I'll show you how that works in a second. And then we have this GSI cup, stainless steel. Has these folding out handles that lock like that, and then you can use it as a little cooking dish slash cup. You know, you can use this on a fire, on a stove, whatever. Very straightforward. Okay, so let's get some water boiling here. At room temperature, I timed the amount of time it takes to boil 2 cups of water in this thing, and it's about 5 to 6 minutes. It's a little bit colder out here. I think it's about 36 or so degrees, so it might take a little bit longer to boil. But I'll show you how everything works here, okay? You need a flat surface, and you can't have too much wind, or you can make a wind shell around that. But put that here. The way this works is you have to have some denatured alcohol, or basically any kind of pure alcohol that'll burn really well. So we have some denatured alcohol here. Just pour a little bit in there, and you can see that it didn't pour that much in there, just a little bit. I gotta get this stabilized so that it won't fall over. Okay, and then what you do is you just light it. So it's already on fire. It's really hard to see it because it's really bright out here, but I can feel the flame. So what happens is it first burns inside of here. It's a double-walled stove. So eventually what happens is the walls heat up, and the alcohol between the walls vaporizes and starts exiting through these little holes. And then when it starts exiting through these little holes, this flame here jumps over and lights those. And there now from there on out, it's just it looks like a gas stove. You'll see it in a second. The flames turn blue. It looks really good. So I'm gonna put about 2 cups of water into this thing here. All right. So this is called priming, when we wait for this thing to heat up and get the flames on the sides. It's getting close. Okay, there you can see it's primed, and the flame is now on the outside, and it's blue. It's really hard to see because it's really bright out here. In the room you can tell a lot better, but now if I cover it with my cup, the flames are actually on the outside heating the cup. So we're gonna let this boil, and we're gonna make some soup out here today. Alright, let's cover this up. There it is. Looking good. Getting some top ramen. This is just very simple. Nothing too advanced. Save the good stuff for the real trips. Here we're just chilling out, testing gear. So we're gonna make a little top ramen. Yeah, it might be boiling over a little bit, but that's all right. Yeah, wow, it's already like boiling, and it all fit in there too. 2 cups of water, and I better start stirring it. So I've been boiling this thing here for a while. I've actually had to refuel the stove once to finish off the cooking. It's not quite done yet. Downside of it is you can't really control the heat, and if it starts boiling, it really starts to boil and can boil over. It hasn't done it yet, but I can see how it would happen if it wasn't windy, and it would be really hot here. They would definitely start boiling like crazy. That's a downside of this thing. Upside, it's very cheap to make. So if you're just starting out, this would be the way to go. You get some experience with your food cooking stuff. And the other thing is, it takes quite a bit of fuel after I refueled it, actually. So I think I've used about that much fuel. So, right about there to be here where I am now. So that's kind of a little bit, not so cool that it takes more fuel than a nice stove would be, but those stoves are really expensive, right? Like the Jetboil. You can watch my Jetboil review by clicking on the link right here, by the way. Check that out. That's the stove I trust. This one I'm just kind of experimenting with here. Yeah, can't wait to eat these things. I'm hungry. The soup is totally worth it. Worth the waiting and the boiling. Yeah.